Hey, how's it going? I appreciate you checking out the video. My name is Jeremy, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and start with $100 and use a commission-free trading app, in this case Robinhood, and see if I can trade my way with that $100 into an account that's somewhat substantial and not blow the thing up immediately. So, a lot of people that are interested in day trading, a lot of people aren't sure exactly how to get started, but it seems like with the growth of some of these commission-free trading apps that that's the route that a lot of people are taking when they're getting started. So what I want to try to do is use a fairly small amount of money, $100, use Robinhood with no fees. It does have some disadvantages for something like day trading, and we'll kind of go through that. But anyway, get started with $100 and see what happens. Do I blow this thing up right off the bat, or over time can I actually turn it into something substantial? So in any case, I'm not a professional trader. I have a full-time job that I love, but work a lot of hours. But day trading is something that I've done here and there regularly over the last few years to try and make a little bit of extra money on the side. Been fairly successful. I tend to, on day trades, usually at about 70% green on day trades. Swing trades, I have a hard time trying to stay out of for whatever reason. I find them incredibly attractive, but I'm absolutely terrible. I usually have a success rate of like 35%. So one of the keys to working with this account for me is going to be trying to stay out of swing trades, stick to day trades. That can be difficult though because I'm not going to have a $25,000 day trade account, so I'm going to be limited to 3 trades a week, and that can work against you a couple of ways. One, sometimes you'll stay in a trade longer because you don't have that many trades per week to try and grow your account. So you can tend to stay in trades a little bit too long, hoping that they'll turn around or that they'll become a big winner, and you can get hammered pretty hard that way. On the flip side, you know that you have to control your risk. You don't have a lot of trades to make up for a loss. So when something turns against you, you can have a tendency to get out of it really, really fast, even if it's only gone down a couple of cents. And so discipline in a small account like this when you only have 3 day trades a week is going to be incredibly important. So I've just wrapped up the first week, like I said, starting with $100. So I'll run through the recap here of what I've done so far this week, and we'll see how this thing goes. So on Tuesday the 18th, I actually bought IGC for a swing trade right out of the gates. Like I said, I'm not good at them, but I just absolutely can't resist sometimes. So in this case, I thought the setup actually looked pretty good. I got in at $1.42 in the afternoon, held it overnight. When it opened in the morning, it spiked up into the 170s. And as I tried to sell, I managed slipping back down a little bit and sold it at 164. As I mentioned, there's some disadvantages using something like Robinhood because it can be a little bit cumbersome to set buy limits or sell limits. To get those orders set up as the stock is moving around quickly can be a little bit difficult. So even though I tried to get rid of it when it was in the mid 170s, I ended up only being able to sell it at 164. That said, I picked up about $16 on that trade. Which isn't a life-changing amount of money, obviously, but starting with a $100 account, that's a pretty nice 15 or 16% increase on one trade. So from there, I jumped into NBEV at $3.40. I've been watching it since the low threes. One of those situations where the thing was going up quickly, I couldn't get my orders in the way that I needed them to be for Robinhood, so I ended up chasing it and got in at about 340. As soon as I jumped in, it dropped to $3.29. So I went ahead and bailed out at that moment in time. As can happen, as soon as I jumped back out, it cleared back over 340, ended up going, all the way into the fours, I think, by the end of the day. Today it opened at almost 6. And that's just what happens sometimes. So if I'd have been in it 2 or 3 minutes earlier, it would have been a fine trade, and I'd have been able to get out and make a decent scalp profit. If I'd have gotten in it 2 minutes later, it would have been on the way back up again, and I could have probably ridden it for quite a while. But as it happens, I got in at the absolutely wrong time. It turned against me quick. I dove out of it because, again, I don't have that many trades to make up for a loss. And so, the loss wasn't particularly big. It was like $3.30, but there was a pretty big missed opportunity there as well. So Had the timing been better, it would have probably worked out all right. But again, that's one of the downsides of using something like Robinhood, where it can be difficult to get those orders in quickly, get them filled quickly, and you can end up chasing things as the price shoots above your buy limits by the time you get them set up. So once that was done, I went ahead and joined MTEM as it was on the way up. Um, I was following that again from like 6:30, 6:40, and once more couldn't get the orders in the way that I needed them to. Ended up buying in at 673. It immediately broke over 7, which was the target that I had been hoping that it would get to, sort of waiting for it to spike once it hit that even dollar. When it hit 7, it popped up and I got out at 712. Tried to sell as it spiked 720, but ended up getting my orders filled at 712 on the way out. It eventually went up again, and hung out in that low 725-ish range there for a while. But as of this morning, it's back down to like 575. So that's one of those that was good to get in and get back out relatively quickly. So it wasn't a bad trade. I ended up picking up about $6.50 on that trade. So all in all, in the first week of taking the $100 account, I'm up to 119 and some change right now. And I know percents aren't super relevant to day trading necessarily, but in this case, when you're working with a $100 account, it can at least let you give you an idea of what sort of gain you could have possibly been looking at if you were, instead of being in these trades for $100, maybe you're in them 1,000, 10,000, something like that. So anyway, at the end of the first week, I'm going to save my last day trade this week for Monday, so that I can trade like Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I'll probably do like a weekly recap of how things are going, or maybe post another video if something remarkably good or bad happens. So anyway, I hope you enjoy the video, and we'll see where this thing goes. We'll continue to update it. If you have any questions or anything else, feel free to let me know in the comments. So hopefully this will be fun, and we can try and work our way through this, and see if normal people using a free app with very little money can actually be successful at something like this. So anyway, again, I appreciate it, and if you have any questions, let me know.